guys, it's Super Berry Star Mom here, and I'm going to do the love reading that I've promised you guys. Probably the focus is going to be twin flames. We haven't talked about twin flames in a long time. They've kind of been just like on the DL, you know, like I haven't heard much about them myself, and there wasn't really much activity for me personally with my twin flame, and which is that's in question now. There's just some new energies that are happening, and people are either discovering that who they thought was their twin flame was a false twin, or they're meeting their twin flame for the first time and discovering that they are a twin flame. I don't know. If you don't know anything about twin flames, I would recommend to watch my video that tells you what it is. It's not a soulmate. People think it is like a soul, and it is a spirit connection, but it's not quite the same thing. So, what else was I going to comment on? The state of the world. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of duality. Things are coming to the surface that have needed to be healed or fixed or corrected or shifted for a long time. And those things have to come to the surface in order for them to be resolved or fixed or released. And the same thing happens like with us. When we have old wounds and stuff that we held on to for lifetimes, they have to come to the surface so that we can release them. So if you've been going through a lot of like emotional turmoil, that would be why. And all that's happening because of the ascension. It's very complicated. I mean, it's actually not very complicated, but it's just hard for us to wrap our minds around it because we've been trained to think a certain way. But everything is energy. The vibration of the earth is raising, and we are, in order for humanity to be compatible with earth, we have to raise our vibration. So that is why we are going through an ascension right now, and there is a great awakening going on where thousands of people on the planet are awakening spiritually and discovering who they truly are, which is an infinite spiritual being living a temporary human life. We are all one. We come from source. We will return to source. Many people have described, I've heard it described as we're like a dream, like God's dream, or even a simulation, or like it's a video game, like we're an avatar for our higher selves. Whatever the case may be, it's way more complex than our finite minds can wrap our heads around. We know that. We've known that since the beginning of time, that there are just mysteries to the earth and the world and the cosmos that we just will never understand because we can't. We're not equipped. Maybe someday as we evolve, there might come a time where we are. I know that because of the awakening, people are waking up to their spiritual gifts, and like myself, I discovered that what I thought was just really good intuition is claircognizance, which is the ability to just download information and just have a knowing, like know something without a shadow of a doubt and not know how you know it, you just know it. I've even had, I don't really have visions, but I noticed the other night, because I heard a voice, that I do have clairaudience, and that's where you just hear somebody. I mean, I thought it was kind of weird. Like I thought it was like, like mentally ill people when they hear voices, and you're like, it's not. It wasn't like that, and that's what made me realize, oh, I do have that, and I've had that for a while, where you're thinking about something or whatever, and then you just answer yourself, like straightforward, no question, like. It could be in your voice, or it could just be like somebody else's voice is answering you, or somebody just says something to you and it's your thought, but you hear it. That's what I experienced. So anyways, as people wake up, they're coming into their spiritual gifts, We are evolving. There's duality going on, and unfortunately, it makes me sad, but there's going to be a split in realities, and not everybody is going to ascend to 5D. There are going to be people that remain in 3D, and those are the people that are going to, those are the people that you see that are out there fighting and arguing and bound and determined to be right. That's so important to them, to be right. And the people who believe everything they hear and don't question things. You know, I was offended early on in this pandemic that somebody told me that I was a conspiracy theorist. Never been told that in my life, because I was questioning what's going on. I was questioning just the whole seriousness of it, and why it is, and never in history have we had to wear masks when the flu's a pandemic, or why have we? I would have never in my entire life ever guessed that the entire world was shut down, ever. So I have sensed that something's off about all this, and somebody told me I was a conspiracy theorist. I was very offended. I was like, no, I'm not, but something's not right, and so maybe I am. I don't know. Blah, blah. Well, come to find out, the CIA coined that phrase, conspiracy theorist, to all the people that questioned what they were told and placed a negative stigma on it so that people would not question the government. And we've been conditioned as a society to just believe everything we hear, believe the news. If it was on the news, it's fact. Like, we don't realize that the news channels are all connected, and they go back to the same group of people who have the same narrative. And if the narrative isn't the same, then they're telling two different narratives on purpose to keep us polarized. Because if we are against each other and fighting against each other, we have no power, and they don't want us to have power. So call it what you want. I think there's some shady going on out there, and I think there's going to be a split in realities. I'm not the only one that thinks this. Just about every spiritual teacher that I follow says this, that there's going to be a split. I can see it. It's happening. And sometimes I look around me and I'm like, I need to do a video on how to know if you're in 5D, because I can't believe what I'm observing. Like, I'm like, these people are serious? Like, there's so much more. There's so much more. So anyhow, so get with it, people. And it actually does make me sad, because I'm like, I want people to experience this. It's amazing. Everything's amazing and nobody's happy. Okay. I'm terrible at shuffling cards. So, angels and guides. And this doesn't have to be twin flame, by the way. It's just a person of interest. But I have a feeling that a lot of twin flame energies are going to come through. So, angels and guides, please give me messages regarding my viewers and their situation with their person of interest. Please give us guidance on what things that they can do to manifest what they desire, and please give us messages, just anything that we need to know or they need to know about their current status of their relationship or crush or whatever it may be. So I'm gonna do 3 rows. I'm gonna do your current energy, your the way you feel about them, and what you want, like what you're aiming for. then over here, them. And then in the middle, I'm going to do the culmination of everybody now and in the future. So we've got, come on. I'm gonna shuffle it a little bit. See if anything jumps out. Okay, this one's out. Last two. So what else? What else do we have to talk about? I don't know. There's so much to talk about. I don't know where to start. So, I don't know how you all feel about things, but with the split in realities, I've heard that, and this kind of resonates with me, and it kind of is appealing to me, but it's kind of like weird too. I've heard that there's going to be communities formed with just the people who refuse the vaccine, which I would be one of those. I don't believe it is what they say it is, and I think it's super shady, and nope. So, but and from what I understand, they can't make us, but they can make us not be able to work or not be able to go to public schools. So some people are saying that we're going to have our own communities where we have our own schools, and that's awesome sauce, because I want to open a school and it'd be my own, like a little Montessori school where we teach theatrics, dance, how to plant food, meditation, how to not be programmed by other people. So anyhow, here we go. This is your current energy, divine mystery. So currently, and with this divine mystery, it comes an acceptance that, like what I was just saying, that we are not going to know everything, that it's okay to not know. You don't have to know everything. You can be at peace with the way things are as is, and just knowing that, trusting that everything's happening exactly the way it's supposed to. So let's see if there's any particular message that I need to be telling you about your current energy. Divine mystery. Life is a mystery. The spark that ignites and propels existence is the greatest of all mysteries. No matter how much scientific knowledge we acquire, it only serves to further prove the divine mystery of life. As humans, we are programmed to try and make sense of things. Our intellect races to interpret, to find logic and reason for all that we experience and encounter in the world. The truth is that life, death, and the divine are larger concepts than what we can ultimately comprehend, and no matter how many ideals, philosophies, and beliefs we may discover to explain these mysteries, they will still only ever remain but a mystery. Is that funny? Because I literally just said that. To experience life in the divine, we must use our heart, not our mind. The mind is in particular, the intellect holds no answers when it comes to understanding the overwhelming nature of life in the divine. Only the heart has the capacity to feel and experience the ecstatic truth at the core of all tragedy and beauty, because only the heart can experience true unification with the essence of all things through being able to directly connect us to the divine. The heart knows and accepts all things as perfect. This is a time for releasing yourself from the binds and limitations of the mind. Things may not make sense at this time, but that may be because you are looking at them through a logical filter, as opposed to filtering things through the heart. Not all rhythms, and not all sense is logical sense. Life, the divine, and our own psyches have rhythms, and it is only in connection to the heart and the gut senses of the body that we can make any sense of them. This is the time to release yourself from intellectual burden, accept, embrace divine mystery, and you connect through the deeper wisdom of the heart and the silent space within. Straight up. So that's where you're at. That's your current energy. Let's look at what your energy is towards your person. Clarity. So you don't know what to think, do you? I feel you're seeking clarity. That's why you're listening right now, huh? You're not sure, is this person your twin flame? Is this person a soul connection? Is this person a karmic? If you don't know what any of those things are, I have videos on them. Is this person, how's this person feel about you? All these things are questions that you had that you are seeking clarity on. So let's see if there's any particular, I'm just gonna probably not read it word for word, but skim through it. Clarity is a state of attainment. Okay, I am gonna read this. Clarity is the state attained when the mind becomes still. When our fears, assumptions, and expectations and projections fade long enough for the fog to clear from our eyes, our ability to see returns. When we let go of the coddling, the inner voices of the ego and emotions that fog up our perceptions and take us out of the present moment, we can then be free to see the bigger picture. To experience true clarity, we must still the chatter of the mind, let go of staying stuck in the fog of emotion, and step away from ourselves long enough to see ourselves and our lives from a higher perspective. When we feel clear, we are able to see ourselves and our lives. We understand with clarity what is occurring for us and why, and we know what action to take to best honor our personal truth. Oftentimes, to achieve this state, we must clear away the fog and mess in our lives, from cleaning and clearing our homes to cutting negative ties, to clearing away and replacing negative self-talk. Engaging in physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual clean out will always give you the space necessary to find clarity. So that's why meditation is so important, because it gives you an opportunity to step away from yourself and just sit in stillness and be present. I think it was Eckhart Tolle that gave this concept to me that has stuck with me since I read The Power of Now back in college, and that is, whenever you are in discomfort, you're not in the present. You're either in the future, which is uncertain, fear-based, or you're in the past, which is trauma-based, like all the emotional trauma that you've been dragging around with you for lifetimes. When you're in the past, that's what you're sitting in. So if you're not at a state of peace, it's because you're not in the present moment. Because if you're in the present moment, you're fine. So just something to think about. Meditation is important. And plus it'll help you center yourself so that you are able to receive love and receive the things that you want, all the things that you're asking the universe for. So here is what the culmination will be and between you and your person, and it is surrender. So surrender to not knowing everything, surrender to not allowing your ego to run the show, just stepping aside and allowing things to unfold the way they're supposed to, and surrendering to the divine, surrendering to life on life's terms, and surrendering to your love. So here is your love's current state. Divine love. I think your person's learning how to love themselves, which is very important. You can't give something you don't have. Love is the essence of all there is. If everything in the universe is in divine and perfect order, and every situation, event, and experience brings about the next step of the cosmic dance, then every experience, whether happy or sad, is God's love working through our lives, teaching us and helping us to grow and evolve. When you look at the experiences and see what your soul has gained, you allow the love of God into your heart. Every experience offers you the opportunity to learn and grow, and this is the greatest gift of all. Like the muscles in the body, when the psyche is not challenged and exercised, it becomes weak, limp, and eventually dies. It is time now to realize that you are loved. You are loved. That is the simple truth, whether you are conscious of it or not. This is the time for turning the act of love inward on yourself. The universe offers endless supplies of love, but what you do with that is your choice. All relationships are a reflection of what you feel about yourself and what you feel you deserve. It is time to really notice what your relationships are saying about you. It is time to go within and really give yourself what you need. That may require you to take time for yourself, set new boundaries, or pamper and adorn yourself. Whatever it is imperative that you pinpoint what it is you really need and work on fulfilling that need for yourself. An easy way of figuring out what you need is to look at how you feel is missing, what you feel is missing in your relationship, or noticing what that attracts you about a person, and in turning giving those things to yourself. Once you take it upon yourself to love, honor, and respect yourself, and remove the harmful influences, you will find the world will reflect love back to you. So, gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else. Your person is learning this, which is very important because, because they're a reflection of you. And if you're balancing these things out, if they're balancing these things out, then you are too. And especially if you're twin flames. Oh, here comes a kid. Okay, shh. I'm making a video. What? You're just out here? Let me go back to my spot, where I was. Oh, I know what I was going to say. This is just something that I heard that I want to share with you, and that is Abraham Hicks. I heard it in a talk. He says it all the time. Stop. I can't concentrate. Whenever you are in a situation, a relationship, whatever, and you are not happy with the other person because they're not giving you what you want, or what you expect, or what you think you deserve, it's because you need to give yourself those things. And as soon as you can learn to give yourself those things, you will discover that they will too. You know how, the old cliche, you teach people how to treat you. That is so true. And not only do you teach them how to treat you, but they're going to treat you, they're reflecting to you what your perceptions are about the world. And it's always like that. That's what manifestation is. And then whether you want to accept it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, you're manifesting. Everything that you experience, you're manifesting. And you might say, why would I manifest this? I don't want that. Well, it's unconscious. That's why. And it's based on mental programming since you were born. And it's based on all the negative emotions, the traumas, that your ego developed. It's ego-based because the ego thinks that we are it. So here is your person's energy towards you. Healing. I feel like they're trying to heal for you. And in doing that, they're healing you. And that's just the way it works, y'all. Let's see if there's any special message in that. Healing is the process of bringing wholeness to something that has become fractured, impaired, or diseased. In order to experience healing, balance must be returned to the space of disharmony. This occurs when the polar aspects of things, situation, issue, or trauma come into balance, like the planet Earth. If holding on to anger or any other strong emotion has created illness in the body or mind, letting go and releasing the emotion allows healing to occur. Finding a sense of acceptance and then learning new ways to deal with the emotions or situations that brought you to the point of illness is essential in order to remain healed and not let body-mind return to its former ill state. If a trauma, situation, or event is creating a sense of inner stagnation and is hindering you from moving forward in life, it may be time to evaluate how you are still perceiving the incident. If you are only seeing the negative, you must stop. See and highlight the positives you gained from the experience. You must now see what the situation is perfect and the potential that exists for you now as a result of having that particular experience. So your person is healing. They're releasing a lot of baggage from previous relationships, and that's a good thing because you don't want them bringing that baggage into your relationship because it's gonna crop up. And so yeah. Here is what the culmination is going to be. Intuition. So they're going to intuitively know what is supposed to happen in your connection. You will too. And I think you already know that. Sometimes we don't. If it's not what we perceive as a positive thing, or we're attached to somebody or something, it's hard to accept if it's not what we want it to be. But I think you know. Everybody knows. And also know this though. Things can change. Yes, everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to, but it's a dance. Like the whole universe is a dance. And so if you hop onto a timeline that's not what you wanted, then it's going to change the way you experience everything. And it could change who your relationships are with, because you're going to be with people that resonate with you, or who, you know, are compatible, who can calibrate with you. So what does that have to do with intuition? I don't know. I'm really a little bit distracted here.
Sorry. No.
Here's the way things are right now between you two. There's hope, and here is what's going to happen. Heaven and earth is going to merge. Looks like a good connection to me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, it looks like things are good. Everybody's healing. I do think this is a twin flame connection for most of you, because everything is so divinely laid out here, and there's so much balance in this reading. And that's basically what the twin flame connection is all about. It's about balancing the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within yourself, and that will manifest on the outside. So please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know if you would like more readings, or if you like something else. I've said this before, but I have some ideas that I could do on my channel, like as far as dance goes, and I might be having a workout video here soon. So that's all I got for today. So bye-bye.
Crawling down the avenue. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love.